In June 2023, she told The Telegraph that her lack of funds was due to being cut off from her massive divorce settlement, which she alleged had been completely cut off for the past 8 years. She and Lloyd said they had planned to create a documentary series about her life, with Lloyd having another goal as well. Quote, "I want to have a movie series on Jocelyn's life, and I would like to have Jennifer Lawrence as a young Jocelyn." Interesting. It seems like Lloyd was trying to push Jocelyn to do this documentary in 2023, though Jocelyn's still not really keen on it. She says, "I've never been public. That's not my nature." But of course, Lloyd has much bigger plans. In December 2023, Jocelyn told Interview magazine that she traveled frequently from Miami to New York to Paris and Canada, and that she obtained her commercial pilot's license and enjoyed flying. Could you imagine Jocelyn flying you in a plane? She says since her divorce from Alec, she's found freedom, and instead of having to behave according to a program, I could suddenly have the freedom to appreciate it. Now, it's hard for me to believe that someone like Jocelyn is broke, especially when you're traveling that much. Now, she claims she has not had any income for the last 8 years after her late ex-husband's family cut her off from the divorce settlement. Now, I don't really know how they can do that. I mean, comment below. There must be some more to this story, because how could they cut her off unless maybe she broke those rules and started using it for cosmetic surgery, and that's how they could pull all the money away? Like I said, I've been seeing her out and about more often, and here's an updated video. I think this was taken within the last few months of what she looks like, and we've got a voiceover from a TikToker. So while you guys are paying attention to this, if you guys are listening to this on YouTube with a video, I would like for you guys to take a look at her hands. Not that there's any problem with it. I think that sometimes people will go and inject their hands to make them look younger. This could possibly be the case, or it could be some kind of like thyroid issues that's causing her hands to swell, but I want you guys to note that.
How did she go through $3.8 billion in only 19 years? It turns out she didn't. So her ex-husband Alec had died 10 years ago in 2008. And apparently her alimony payments were tied up in the Wildenstein Family Trust. She says that her last Wildenstein alimony payment was back in 2015, and the monthly installment that she got was only $110,000. As of now, her net worth is more like $10-16 million due to her properties and assets. And she is millions of dollars in debt to various creditors, and her Trump Tower apartment was like foreclosed on for $4 million.
So really, Jocelyn needs this documentary if she wants to bring in some more money to maintain her lifestyle, because her apartments are being seized. Her Trump apartment was seized. She claims that her checking account had $0 in it, but she still had millions of dollars of assets, mostly property. That same TikToker posted another update, and here's another one of their videos.
She is still with Lloyd, and he's basically paying for her expenses, and so are other family and friends, and she gets $900 a month in Social Security. And I don't know how she's getting Social Security, because first and foremost, she hasn't had a real job. And I hate questioning people's citizenship, but like I didn't read anything about her like becoming a citizen, or if her husband Alec was like an American citizen, so I don't know how she has American citizenship.
Her husband did have the American citizenship, which is how she became a citizen. And then, of course, she had 2 children here. Now, I keep referencing this 2018 paper interview, and I want to go back to it because she really opened up in this. Granted, this was years after her disappearance, so we had a lot of questions. She claims that she had not done press in 20 years before this interview. She claims that what has changed is that her children were growing, and she didn't want to speak for the family when they were young. But now they're adults, and I'm free, and I can speak freely. But before so many events happening, their godfather died, and then their father died, and then the divorce. So it was a lot for some 16 and 17-year-old kids. She says, it makes me sad to see myself on the screen. We have pictures of ourselves in our head and different than what we project. The reporter clarified, like when you see a candid photo of yourself and you're like, is that what I look like? Jocelyn said, yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, that's me? So it looks like even Jocelyn is having a jump scare every time she looks into the mirror. They ask her, do you have any apprehensions about doing press again? And she says, no, I don't think so. I'm comfortable with it. They ask her, what is it like going all those years being in the tabloids and having people talk about your personal life? She says in the beginning, it's why I stopped correcting my appearance, because these articles were mean and would repeat the image that my late ex-husband tried to paint of me. We were together for 20 years, so it's a long time. They ask her, it seems like you're not too concerned about what the outside world thinks of you, and she asserted, no, she does not. So Jocelyn is back, and I guess she just could care less.
Hello, Jocelyn.
Oh oui.
How are you?
Très bien.
You good?
How are you?
You're so beautiful.
Très bien. Je vais très bien. Merci.
Welcome in Paris. This way, this way, this way. Come on, this way.
Oh, voilà.
Let's open.
Have a good night. Merci.
Enjoy your
You
time,
too.
Jocelyn.
Oh, avec plaisir.
Now, because Jocelyn's popping up on TikTok, people are having new reactions because a lot of young people, it's their first time ever seeing the Catwoman. One person commented, "Who does this to a human? The doctors that did this should have their license revoked. Just because you can pay for it doesn't make it right." Another person commented, "Does she know she's alive?" Another person added, "Poor lady, it must be so painful." This person, Margaret, commented, "I'm freaking out. Is she real?" Now, in 2018, it seemed like she was confident doing press and she could care less. But in 2023, we got an interesting take from Jocelyn. Okay, let's be real. Make it make sense. This headline reads, Catwoman Jocelyn Wildenstein doubles down on claims that she's never had cosmetic surgery as she posts childhood snap of her and claiming that the image have been photoshopped by others. I mean, this is absolutely false because she has admitted to plastic surgery. We've talked about her plastic surgery throughout her divorce, how she and her husband went on to get it together. Jocelyn posted an incredibly filtered photo of herself claiming that this is what she really looks like, opposed to this photo by an independent photographer, which why would he need to edit her to make her look worse? I mean, Jocelyn, be real. So she's saying she looks like the one on the right. Look at that. That looks like a, not even like a person, like a plastic fake filtered doll. The left, though, I mean, that is a jump scare. She shared this old photo of herself saying that she has not, again, had plastic surgery, that this is the true image of her, the image we will see soon on screens. This is back in 2023, so maybe that documentary. Despite the enormous amount of speculation and reporting on the many surgical procedures that she's had, she's always denied that she's had any kind of surgery. In 2018, she told the Daily Mail TV that she'd never undergone any form of cosmetic surgery. I want to know what kind of delusion this is. When asked if she's gone under the knife, the 82-year-old said no. Especially when I look back at my pictures, I think, of course, I may be more beautiful back then, but no. Wow. I mean, how? She obviously knows, right? So is she trolling us? Is this her attempt to make more money? Lloyd, her fiance, added, I don't understand this whole press and the Catwoman thing because she's always looked like that. She's never really did anything to her face. I have pictures from 16 years old and she looks exactly the same as today. Bullshit. Bullshit, right, guys? I can't even take this seriously right now.
In explaining her transformation, Jocelyn only admits to having as much cosmetic surgery as any normal woman. Of course, that depends on your definition of normal.
Jocelyn has never really told anybody exactly how many times she's gone under the knife.
I actually do think Jocelyn is actually happy with her appearance. This is not someone who's hiding because she's had so many surgeries. She does photo shoots, she's out and about on the town, she's a New York socialite, she's happy to show off her face.
Lloyd added to the delusion, look, Jocelyn's beautiful, she's magical. The first time I met her, I was mesmerized by the beauty, the eyes, the personality. I work in fashion, I see all these supermodels, I see everyone, and I see the most beautiful women on the runway, right? But Jocelyn has something to offer that not a lot of women have. Which is like, what is it to offer? I can't imagine like laying my face on her face or kissing those lips. Let's put a picture of her lips on the screen, guys. Yeah, can you imagine kissing those? Jocelyn continued with her campaign in another article saying that the reason why she's looked so different over the years is because of her hairstyles, guys. Oh, wow. It makes sense now. It's the hairstyle. She claims that she's not done anything to her face. It's really just the hair that's got everyone's attention. She said, my hair went from very curly to very straight. I've always had stylish, wild hair. I have all the pictures of myself, all the albums from my parents from when I was in the carriage up till now. So she's really, banking on these photos that we're not getting. Lloyd did eventually speak some sense into this conversation, saying, so obviously Jocelyn did surgery. We know that. But he went on to admit it's not like what people say. Well, by the looks of it, I am actually speechless. I have nothing to say, but what a wild story. Thank you for watching this clip from the Let's Get Into It podcast. To view the full episode, visit the link listed below.